Hello everyone, how's everyone doing tonight?
Woo! Yeah!
First of all, I just want to say thank you for coming. I'm very, very thankful for you guys taking time out of your day to come in and see my panel. So how's everyone enjoying Mirai so far?
Woo!
First day, 2 more days, fun is starting. Let me introduce myself. My name is Marcos, and today's panel is going to be Moab Military Complex, a brief analysis on the synthesis of military and social cultures. And without further ado, let's start this. Introductions, everyone. What are you guys going to expect from this panel?
Mainly anime starring cute girls.
A well-researched presentation of how the genre of Bisoujo and the otaku subcategory of military otakus blend together perfectly to produce media that's well written in the story, presentation, and knowledge that brings to the table of past and present historical facts. Schizo and autistic ramblings about tanks, guns, ships, and historical topics. Cute pictures of anime girls to help bring up the points I make to help explain, and then because they're cute.
And funny?
It's funny. And more.
Yes.
Okay, guys, defining some key terms. If you don't know what otaku, why you at an anime convention? But let me just explain to the crowd who don't know. An otaku is an individual with an intense passion for any particular hobby, to the point it becomes a key part of their personality. So think of someone who's really love, for example, in American culture, let's say someone who's really interested in football, sports ball, stuff like that. Some otaku subgenre can include animes, trains, fashion, and history. Bisoujo, when literally translated to Japanese, means beautiful girl. Is a term used in animes and mangas to describe women that are meant to evoke the imagery of traditional femininity such as cuteness, innocence, and beauty through the manner of clothing, facial features, and mannerism. So if you guys remember generic anime tropes, anime girls being all cutesy, very innocence, that's the Bisoujo subcategory. Let's example, very common on K-On, very, very popular Bisoujo themed anime. The origins of military otakus. Throughout human history, civilizations have always placed a great emphasis on military victories and achievements as a way to cement nationalistic ideals within individuals to ensure the continuation of their nation. As you can see, during the Roman Republic, where there was a great naval victory, there was this crowd we went to the Colosseum and recreate these battles as a show of sign of wealth, dominance, stuff like that. Tournaments in medieval Europe, also a sign of great victory powers. Even as far as the Napoleonic, within months of battle, they would do extremely beautiful illustrated portraits of soldiers charging the battle. But how does it relate to Japan? I'm just here on a podium screaming to you guys. How is it relate to the Japanese psyche? Meiji Restoration. The Meiji Restoration was a period in Japanese history when Japan started industrializing. And basically, it's a way, the emperor, during the period, it was a warlord period, the shoguns was really controlling the country. And then, the emperor was able to regain power by unifying the nation. Basically, the both of the modern day Japanese nation as we know today. As you can see, a lot of nobles, started dressing in European military attire as a way to emulate Western powers through industrialization. The Japanese quickly realized that if they need to compete on the world power, they really need to industrialize the military as soon as possible. So they basically hired a lot of foreign advisors for the military, the army. They hired mainly Russian advisors, trained, and for the Navy, they mainly hired British, admirals to help train them. And at first there was some kickback from the Japanese populace because, oh, we don't want to embrace these, Western ideals. This is destroying all, traditional culture. But then they realized, oh, the first Sino-Japanese war and the Russian-Japanese war, holy crap, we could actually, get land. This is awesome. We can colonize other people. World War II. There wasn't really any cartoons before. I mean, there were, and propaganda cartoons back then before World War II. But World War II was really the major point of political propaganda. Japan produced, a ton of media to help, convince the population to fight the war, such as, music, posters, movies, and postcards. It's called, and a lot of these postcards were cartoony. Help, as you can see, Japanese victory against the Chinese, the assimilation of Manchukuo, and the military break. See it. So this is the beginning of, Japan associating, cartoons with military culture. The Momoto series. Japan's first featured animation film. So this is technically the first hour-long anime. It was funded by the Imperial Japanese Navy to basically, gather support from the youth of the nation to help support the war. The Japanese troops were portrayed as animals to appeal to the youth by being cute and whimsical. Very, Looney, not Looney Tunes, but very,
The original Pixar.
Yeah, the original Pixar, yes. Pixar, but Japan. Main antagonists, all these British Americans, being portrayed as cowardly brutes and competent fighters, while the Japanese were portrayed as liberators and heroic saviors. It was developed near the end of the war, so Japan was kind of screwed at that time. So the effect on morale can't really be measured, but it really is an important part of animation history. As you can see here, very cute, whimsical animals. 1940s, so not the best animations, but it has soul to it. It has character. You can see the little dopey eyes, very aesthetically pleasing.
Me on the left.
So true, so true.
Literally me for real.
I'm going to show you a scene from the anime too. It's an interesting movie too. It's a propaganda film, first of all, so there's undertones to it, but it's an interesting watch. So I'm going to play it for you guys.
The first anime.
Yes, not the first anime, the first feature-length anime. The heroic paratroopers of the Japanese nation.
Me and the boys dropping.
Me and the boys dropping MiraiCon.
Both dropping the all day Missouri. The loot box.
See, the anime, Japan was so advanced during World War II, they were able to train animals to, parachute into heavy enemy fire.
Yeah, people this would just give anything they want in the war.
Yeah, those are using 1800s freaking yoga.
It's trash, as they say.
Absolute cinema.
He just swallowed the pin.
Let's get Smurfy, dude. Look at Smurfy.
That's where the cartoon aspects come from.
You're not that guy, pal. You're not that guy.
This seemed very wholesome, very innocent.
Oh my god. He's like Miami-Dade traffic. Yeah, exactly like Miami-Dade.
Jackson Blair.
Meant for kids, by the way.
Disney Pixar presents the Pacific War.
Wait, are these the Americans?
It's actually British.
Oh, these are the British.
This is doing
You know,
the,
because it says aeroplane.
the Southeast campaign when Japan was taking over Anglo territories at the time.
They're so British, they have 4 fingers.
Oh, I forgot to mention, they got actual kids to do voice acting. So yeah, imagine kids, charging the battle. Imagine kids saying, "I will kill the enemy." Let's see the cowardly Brits, submitting to the glorious Japanese Empire.
So Marcos, when's the sequel coming out? What unit
Why is he like a One Piece character?
Japan was able to defeat America's greatest hero at the time.
not Popeye.
I will never forgive the Japanese.
So, what I'm trying to say is basically this is the first time that Japan is really associating cuteness or whimsical stuff with military-esque themes. So, we all know what happens after World War II, which is Japan. Japan kind of got screwed after World War II. Military basically disbanded after, the new constitution was drafted. However, during the 50s, they were quickly allowed to be under a defense force. The JSDF, Japan Self-Defense Force, as they technically not military force, is a defense force. They do have tanks, they do have helicopters, they do have, actual training.
Defense aircraft carrier.
Yes, defense aircraft carrier. They are not legally allowed to declare war, which is weird, but.
Wait, they're not.
That's international.
They're not legally allowed to
They're not
declare
legally
war.
allowed
But,
to declare war.
but what is the law?
You could defend yourself, but they're not legally allowed to invade. I forgot the actual, it's the U.S. Constitution they did.
Okay.
Japan quickly fell in love with its new military. There was some pushback by some, anti-war individuals, but that's not the point. Even as as early as the 70s, people were publicating fan magazines. As you can see, this is a 1977 issue of a JSDF equipment magazine. So what these basically all of these are fan-made magazines for people to look at, like tanks, planes, very artistic stuff. And you think Japan would be angry at the U.S. for humiliated, but no, they would glorify the American military with posting publication of American armaments, showing how great they were. Now maybe these are magazine books.
Perfect Bible.
Yes. Airsoft. A lot of people don't know, but airsoft was actually invented in Japan in the 70s. So they were saying, what if we could shoot our friends without killing them? I know that's not as fun, but
I think it's more of how to experience gun culture without having to break Japanese laws.
yes, like all I say, you're basically right. You're right.
It's a code, basically. It's a code.
No, yeah, it's basically a code like, oh, we can't,
That's
we're not allowed to have cool guns, so let us have fake guns.
Wait, so they turned the military into like a TikTok cute core aesthetic.
Oh my god, so true. Okay, I'm getting there.
That's how they make it look cute.
And the Japanese love model kits. Some of the best quality model kits you find on the market are produced in Japan. This brand right here, Tamiya, I will live and die by Tamiya. If Tamiya has no fans, I'm dead.
That's Chinese.
No, Tamiya is Japanese.
Are you serious?
Yes, on God. Do very affordable quality products. I have millions. I have like 50 of them at home. My brother can testify. I have a big fire in my room, unbuilt, but I just keep collecting. I just love them. They're the best quality details. So as anime started getting more popular. So who was the man who basically was the father of combining modern day anime with modern day soldier animation with a military otaki subculture? His name is Fumikage Shimada. You can't really see why is no picture of him? What's the picture of a guy with his good head? He doesn't like taking pictures. A lot of mangakas don't like taking pictures. It's very privacy thing. Who is Shimada? Who is this dude? Shimada is a character that is known for its unique style of combining the soldier characters with military hardware, the term being coined Mecha Musume. Think of like the Musume subgenre is basically combining anime character with X thing. Very popular nowadays. Uma Musume, whole skulls, Mecha Musume would be very similar. This genre features heroes with armaments such as artillery cannons, machine guns, aircraft frames, military medals, and monkeys. We also made propaganda posters for the GSDF. These are actual pictures, like actual recruiting pictures.
W style.
Yeah, W psyop. U.S. American psyop to join the military, bad. Japanese psyop to join the military, good.
I mean, would you think?
Examples of Mecha Musume. Mecha Musume heavily relies on World War II as its own background. You do see some Cold War ornaments in like modern day equipment, but Shimada really loves World War II. As you can see on the left, is the M4 Showman, the stylized anime character. You can see the cannon, the tracks, the helmet. That's actually a U.S. tank uniform right there. In the middle is a Messerschmitt. As you can see, FG-42, very infamous, German World War II cross support button. And on the right is, regular girls in military uniforms. Evolution of the genre. Shimada went on to create most series and also help produce other series. He mainly does character designs for series, so he really makes good money off that. Believe it or not. With these two series, we find this craft to combine the fantastic concept of military and the soldiers to essentially create a new subgenre of animes. As I said before, he did go on to make more series. As his influence grew, a lot of other creators started making similar series, similar concepts, and I'm gonna be bringing some up. So I'm gonna be bringing up 3 series that are near and dear to my heart. Be warned, they're all some spoilers. I recommend, not like major spoilers, just minor stuff. But I do really recommend watching these shows. I absolutely love these shows. Strike Witches. This is actually a continuation of Shimada's Mecha Musume work. As you can see here, you probably can't see very good, but I actually brought one in of this. They were mainly produced in early 2000. That's when these will start being active. But Strike Witches were made in the late 2000s. If I remember correctly, it premiered in 2008 with the OVA. I could be wrong. I'm not good with the dates, to be honest. He basically wants to create like a universe with his creation, with stories and characters. Takes place in an alternate Earth during World War II. Instead of actual conflict, there was an alien invasion, and all the nations of the world have teamed up to defeat the invaders. It's basically kind of weird. It's like an alternate history universe-esque series. You have like allusions to like the U.S. isn't called United States of America. It's called North MiraiCon. France is called France. France is called Galleon. It's weird. It's very silly, but I love it.
Legally distinct.
Legally distinct France, yes. Characters in the series are called witches, which is similar to the word aces when referring to combat pilots. Just to explain what ace is, you guys probably know, but ace is basically a fire pilot who has multiple kills under their belt. You can see the Mecha Musume influenced by the fact that the girls fly with aircraft hinges connected to their legs. Little screenshots from the show, some very silly scenes. I especially like the bottom right scene. They're reading blueberries in the scene, very important to the plot. What? Goes to Panzer. I'm biased. It's very anime, but that's not the point. The goal, yes, the goal. The Ghost Advantage project, said I refer to Gaoban, is a series with the plot that a team of high school girls engaged in World War II aerial tank battles with somewhat safe ammunition. Somewhat safe.
Wait, high school? Like, are they in a club?
Yes, they're in the tank club. Yes, they're in the tank club. It's a sports anime with cute girls doing cute things.
Seriously?
Yeah, it's the best anime ever.
I only know Girls on Panzer from that meme is like white girls evolving, and it's like it's one of the characters groping another one.
Hey, Marcus is speaking. Sit down and listen.
Okay.
The sport is called Senshito, which translates in Japanese to wear the tank. But if you want to translate more appropriately, tankery. Every school with a tank team is a representation of various nations involved in World War II, culturally and in armaments, with the exception of the main school, the main protagonist school, which to say, we get to it. But yeah, here are some scenes from the show. Top left scene is very iconic. Middle bottom scene is very iconic. And last but not least, who built that? Goals frontlines, but for OGs like me. I'm an old gen sumo, so like this is like gold for me. This is like when I was playing Black Ops 1 as a kid, I was watching this before I went to bed. Premise of the show is that the students are actual firearms brought to life in a sense at a Temple Academy. An interesting take on the school. Slice of life. I meant to do slice of life. Yeah. The show is full of firearms facts and history, told directly or indirectly through trace of the character. Some silly scenes from the anime, especially like the top left one. I am an assault rifle.
Where did she shoot the bullets through?
We get there.
We get there. Oh boy.
Yes.
Can we ban the AUG from the screen, please?
No. Okay, I'm going a little tangent here, but very, very interesting trope about the AUG. Don't say AUG, it's called AUG. It's called AUG. In the scene, in the show, she changes hairstyle from short hair to long hair. The reason is the AUG actually has a removable barrel, so you can switch to a squad support weapon. Short barrel for assault rifle, long barrel for LMG. So it's very cool, premise they use for the show. So what makes cute girls do military stuff a slow bone chilling, atmosphere oozing, trope supporting, genre redefined, gut wrenching, spine tingling, emotionally taxing, paranoia inducing, jaw clenching, nerve wrecking, character development driven, soul shaking, nail bitten, anxiety ridden, Kafkaesque, post Lynchian, personality, socially aware, politically concentrated, culturally relevant, socially precedent, thought provoking, artistically crafted, and cheap fan service free jam. I show you. Stereotypes. Okay, I'm joking. I mean tropes. No, not tropes in the dancing sense. Culture tropes. Military soldiers support the concept of tropes by using them in a positive way to give characters personality and for comedic effect. Not in a way to spread an agenda or a negative image against groups of people. Very wholesome. Tropes are used in a way to teach the viewer about the groups they are trying to portray in a comedic sense. I'm not gonna go over every nation these shows portray. But that would be here for like 10 hours. I'll just go ramble like I am right now. But let's see, little comedic scene from Girls and Panther. For context, it's from the movie they produced after the full season. So they have to fight a college team, and all the high school clubs join together. All these clubs are different nations. So they're trying to decide on a team name or operation name that wants to play. So the joke is that certain nations like specific type of food, like Germans, sausage, Americans, fried chicken. But as you can see, it makes the viewer laugh. I hate technology. So how do the Japanese portray themselves? They're willing to take a punch on themselves. Most times portray themselves as honorable to a fault, never retreating, disciplined, but not in the end, not willing to innovate. This is also from the same movie.
Oh no, bros.
This is how the Japanese see themselves. Very honorable samurai, fight to the end, all that jazz.
The Benkei.
Jonas. It's very interesting how Japanese used to portray Jonas. It's kind of, how would I explain it? It's very two-sided, but in a good way. As you can see in this scene, they showed the side of Germans that people see as, very cold, meticulous, execute a plan perfectly. But yeah, Greyhound's goal, very cold, very disciplined, very straight to the point. File. Execute the point. Also great logo.
ไม่เคย
Oh mein Gott, Bier und Weißwurst. But yeah, sure, it's a show of love to the Germans. Basically, they respect them. Americans. Be the Americans the Japanese think you are. We Americans are usually portrayed as, loud, rambunctious, silly, feel very kind-hearted, very, noble people. Very, another stereotype is very patriotic characters. You see, M16, K, very, iconic characters. And this is how they think American high schools are. If someone gave me an orange on my soda, I probably would not block too. I'm just saying.
Wait, the character that got the orange had an orange on their hair.
Yes.
Huh?
It's just a silly character design. Cute girl doing cute things. Very esoteric. Historical references and allusions. Another way military soldier adds, soul to a show. A common theme in these shows are either that the characters are based on historical figures, make reference to events and reactions, and or in speech. Sometimes it is subtle in character design. In many cases, it makes the viewer want to look more into the topic the shows pertain. Let's see here, a very common thing these shows like to do is outfits. The Giovanni Italiani, I butchered that, and NCO uniforms. So the Giovanni were basically a fascist youth group for women back during Mussolini reign. You see on the uniforms, these characters, they were wearing, shirt, tie, skirt, and NCO, the Italian school in girls and wear very, basically the same outfits. Spanish Royal Legion and the Blue Division High School uniforms. The Blue Division is basically Spain's version of the tank school in Costa Penso. And the U.S. tanker uniform and Sanders High School was basically the American style uniform that we used for our tank crews back in World War II. Tank helmets. Goes to Pants a show about tanks. It's also going to show tank helmets. Tank helmets are basically padding for your head because you don't really need an actual helmet in a tank. You're surrounded by like a steel coffin. So what you saw basically when you're bumping over roads, debris, so when you bump your head on the roof, you don't get a concussion. Top left, Japanese tank helmet. Top right, American tank helmet. Bottom left, Italian tank helmet. And bottom right, Soviet tank helmet. Fun fact, the Russian tank helmet has barely changed since the 40s. So you see pictures of the modern day conflict in Ukraine, they're still rocking the same style of helmets to these days. This is kind of cool in my opinion. Portrayal of military equipment. These shows love to portray, like equipment that was used during these time periods on these characters. For example, the striker unit, called strike wedges. The striker units are machines that connect to the legs that allow the character to jump the match to fly. You see the French character pairing with a French VS-33, which was an experimental aircraft French developing in the 1940s, but then France capitulated in the 1940s. So It really did running about like 10 and 8 if I remember correctly. Main Keldo, a Mitsubishi Zero, you know, the workhorse of the Japanese military. And the far right, a Messerschmitt 262, which is basically the first fighter jet that was actually produced for military combat. And they don't also just, you know, they don't also just portray these Keldos users. They also portray the companies that used to make these equipment. Actually, we love the soda manufacturing plants on the show, albeit with different spellings of company names, and they are the ones who produce the armaments and striking this broadcast. For the left side, Messerschmitt was totally not Messerschmitt, you know, producing the German armaments for the world. Ultramarine, you know, is actually real counterpart would be Supermarine, you know, very creative. Second to the right, top one, Strike Bush's one, National Liberian aircraft. Bottom one, North American aircraft. It's basically the American sector for aircraft development during the world. Sad story, no longer exists. Bought out by Boeing. You know, made 1,000 coasts to be on Boeing. And far right, they actually use Mitsubishi. Actually, Mitsubishi symbols in the show. And Kawanishi, they actually use Kawanishi, which is the actual, they don't even change the name of the logo. It's basically the actual Japanese industrial manufacturing plant in Japan during the world. You know, some little memes I thought were funny. My favorite one, the one in the middle, Axis, Detroit auto industry. In the 80s, 90s, the Axis, Detroit auto industry. You know, very silly meme, my friend. I enjoy it. And historical references. In Strike Witches, a lot of the main cast are named after famous stations from the country of today. Let's see. I'm not going to show the whole video because Strike Witches isn't just one season, it's multiple seasons. I'm going to be here all day and it's not like any season. But you know, most of the sub-series revolve around the main cast. So let's play the video. Oh no, he died. He died a few years ago. So yeah, basically almost every Keldo, except the last one, Lynette, is basically just based off, you know, a Super Marine Spitfire. They ran out of pilots, so they just have to, you know. Oren, another, you know, reference to historical figure. Oren is based off, you know, Marshal Owen Rommel, lead general of the army, German army during the North African campaign. Very profound, smart general. They call him the Desert Fox for a reason because he was able to invade with such large army British at the time. And Anchovy is the head captain of the NCO tankery team, as he refers herself as Duce, the same song Mussolini you call himself, which basically means Lido in Italian. You know, it's probably, you know, very, you know, similar roles, you know, Lido, the high school, Lido, the country, same thing. And the schools itself in the show are named after historical events and items. Anzio is named after the Battle of Anzio, which is basically like the D-Day of Italy. It's basically the battle when the Allies were actually able to get a foothold in central Italy. And then, after that, fall Rome. Bravada, which is the Soviet high school, which is, based off, named after, in the state sparked the state-run newspaper during the Soviet era. Sandals, the logos is based off a mix of the U.S. 2nd Infantry Division and Armored Unit Patch. So they basically have the same silhouette, but they put a lightning bolt in the middle instead of, the star in the Native American. And the right side, the Chiha-tan High School, is a Japanese school named after, the Chaha Type 97 tank, which is like the main tank tank in the world. Firearms history, another thing that military soldier does is inform the fields of firearms development. We'll put that as an excellent job at this. Directly or indirectly, the viewer can always learn something new from the show. For context, the right side is basically the SIG 5.50 rifle, given a promotional ad, widely supply host. One thing I love that a show does is differentiate the roles of different types of calibers. For right side, we have battle rifles, because like large round calibers like 308, stuff like that. Middle, assault rifle calibers, intermediate cartridges, and right side, pistol calibers. So as you can see on the far left with the large round rifles, also the high school. In the middle, intermediate, middle school, and on the far right, pistol calibers, elementary school. So it's kind of shows, gives like symbolism to these rounds. And both that talk about ammunition.
ファーストドア、一度引き金を引くと3発の弾丸を連続で発射する三連射機構の特殊法。フロートによる弾薬の消費を避けるために考案されたものである。青少学園には初等部、中等部、高等部がある。大学のカテゴリーによって所属が出されている。高等部の使う 7.62×51 弾は中等部の弾丸よりも威力射程の優れているが、射撃時のリコイルをする。高等部では制御に難があり、年生活には空気がある。高等部より弾丸の軽い中等部のアサリトライフルは発射時の制御がしやすいので、持ち運べる弾丸の数も多くなり、兵士一人当たりの制圧面積も広がった。しかし、その軽さゆえ、空気抵抗によるエネルギー損失が大きくなり、横風にも弱くなるため、基本的に300メートル以上の遠心部はあまり向かない。中等部の弾丸で厳密に狙えるのは、おおむね100メートルまでとされる。つまり、高等部側に圧倒的有利な状況から勝負はスタートしていた。
Okay. Let's talk about the L-85, aka L-Chan. One of the main characters of the series. The L-85A1. It is a hell of a gun. It sucks that British military still uses it. It jams and breaks all the time.
Oh, bro, this guy stinks!
I will always hate the L-85, but L-Chan's cool. He's one of the good ones. And one thing about this real good is gives the development history of the L-85. It basically tells the story of why it was such a catastrophic failure.
My bad.
はベルギーやチェコスロバキアの技術者の協力により小口径およびブルマップ型のライフルの研究が進められていた。ブルマップ型とは一般的なライフルとは異なり、機関をストックの中に収めることによって銃全体をコンパクト化したものである。このタイプの最大の特徴はライフルにとって肝である重心の長さ、つまり射程を犠牲にせずに全長を短くできる点である。
同じ球なら重心が長い方が遠くまで飛びます。
また、第二次大戦後の比率によって正式採用銃を殺傷する余力がなく、そうこうしている間にソ連が SKS によって単焦弾を実現。一方、NATO軍はイギリスの反対を押し切ってアメリカが 7.62×51 弾を NATO に共通弾薬として採用。仕方なくイギリスは欧米中付き合いのあった FM 社設計技サイールの新型ライフルを正式採用する。だが数年後、アメリカはベトナム戦争の経験からあっさりと小口径弾へ方針転換。激怒したイギリスだったら後の祭り。小口径ライフルにおいてもイギリスは後塵を排したのである。その後研究を再開するも、オーストリアのアグ、フランスのマースの出現により民謡ブルマップライフルという分野でも遅れを取るイギリス。しかし、その時はやってきた。1985年、幾多の考え進行を乗り越え、小口径ブルマップ小銃の正式採用に至った。L8 号の誕生であるが、L8 号は月間銃であった。ジャム、ジャム、とことんジャム、そして割れる。時にはマガジンも勝手に落ちる。自動小銃にとってジャムは兵士の命に直結する重大事項である。イギリス陸軍特殊部隊 SAS はとっくに舵を曲げて M16 系を使用。L8 号は L8 号 A1 に改良され専用弾も用意されたが解決の兆しなし。1991年軍用銃の開発製造で実績のあるヘックラー・ロントフ保社が改修を請け負い、巨額の費用を投じて L8 号 A2 となる。それでもやっぱり調子が良くないらしい。しかし相変わらず L8 号を使い続けるイギリスが頑固で我慢強いイギリス人だからできる傾向なのかもしれない。
その日の製造ボランティアはエルちゃんの引率のもと、とっても粛々と進みました。
Okay, main point case.
頑張れ、エルちゃん。
The L85 was bad, and it should feel bad. One last final firearm fact. This is G3. G3 is a rifle chambered at 7.62 by 51 NATO. My favorite gun of all time, and kind of biased, my favorite caliber in the series. Why am I going to show you this scene?
G3 来たわよ。いらっしゃい。ベルもいらっしゃい。いらっしゃい。いらっしゃい。いらっしゃい。いらっしゃい。いらっしゃい。いらっしゃい。
So why does G3 have so many siblings, which is a regular rifle? Well, fun fact, H&K developed like 50 variations for the G3. They made it into a sniper rifle. They made it into a LMG. They made it into a submachine gun. They rechambered it into 5.56 for export. They made with a classical stock. They did what that is on the bottom right left. They were just doing what they wanted. I love the G3. My favorite gun of all time. This is Heckler and Koch. We clown this data. Better take it from Big National back to Facebook. And one last little series that I want to fit in. But I really have a way to include it is the little armory products. As we talked about earlier, Japan's love for model kit sensors. Little armories are basically 1 to 12 scale firearms that you can build, you can customize accessories, and you can give it to your little figurines. If you guys are familiar with the Figma series, these are excellent for it. They don't make just guns, they make, accessories like gloves, shooting ranges. And they also do collabs with other series. As I talked about earlier, strike brushes. They released a whole line of strike brushes guns in the last year. I have almost all of them. So I spent too much money on this. Girls Frontline, Senki, and they also have little display cases you can build for your props. And if this panel made you want to look into the military or type of subcategory, what can you do to get into it besides watching the shows I recommended? These are some other shows I want to include, but time constraints and I really couldn't find a way to fit them in. Kantai Collection, Navy Autism. Senki, Pseudo-Intellectual Political Commentary. GATE, JSCF Propaganda. Gunsmith Cast, Glorification of Valley Hunters. And Golden Kamui, Russell Japanese War Veteran Ghost Treasure Hunting. These are just action shows you can add and watch. And one other thing you can do is visit museums. These are just my own bucket list museums I just want to include. Tank Museum in the UK is basically the largest collection of tanks in the world, over 300. American Heritage Museum, which is in Massachusetts, is like one of the most famous museums in the U.S. for military hardware. The Yushin Khan Museum, this is basically the state-sponsored World War II museum Japan has. And last but not least, the J.M. Davis Arms Museum, which is the largest collection of firearms in the world. And final thoughts. Thank you guys for coming. I really, really do appreciate it. This is the first ever panel I've ever done. Kind of nervous to be honest, but thank you guys for sitting down, listening to me ramble and screaming to the mic, and be incoherent. I hope this panel was informative, but entertaining to you guys. Closing question, I always appreciate it. Finn. As a way to thank you guys. This is a little thing I like to do. It's called giving back to the hood. And it's October, Halloween, scary stuff, balls of candy. Giving back to the hood. Shout out you guys. You guys made it happen. If anyone has any questions, we have like 2 minutes left. If you guys want to ask me a question, just come up to me. I can talk about this all day. Any remarks, any comments, I'm also available. Any critiques, I'm also available to make this panel better for and next convention. We do have the opportunity and the privilege to host it again. Yes?
I think for the next panel definitely includes the subgenre of mecha anime because it also has a lot of shared themes.
It does, but I wouldn't be a good choice because I barely watch mecha. I feel I'll be doing dishonor because I really don't watch mecha, so why would I come up? I'm not saying that's a bad idea. That's a very good idea. But I really don't watch mecha, so it would be kind of posing. I don't like being a poser. I like talking about the stuff I know. I don't want to because it's disingenuous to the crowd if I don't know anything. I just start talking and talking. Any other questions, concerns, funny comments? Anything to make fun of me of?
That panel was
yes, yes.
Definitely, I think a lot from the anime and that particular genre, a lot of them are trending older nowadays.
Yes.
So a lot of the newer ones, especially like Licorice Recoil, are very, very good. Especially,
I still gotta watch it. I just have so much.
Please do it. Please do it.
I'm just a busy man. I got bored. I got watching watching the same anime on repeat for the 50th time. Yes.
Would Metal Gear Solid count as being part of this panel?
If you think about it, yes, Metal Gear Solid would be included. With quiet,
Well, it's not just that. I mean, it's just like what? I mean, I think MGS 2 or 3 goes into autistic detail.
Yes, dude, on that MSG3, I grew up on that. You know, like, oh my god, I love Lobbing as 1960 Cobra Spy. It's so cool.
Yeah, it's like.
What I love about MGS3, they call it the XM16 for the M16, you know.
Yeah.
Fun fact of the day, X, if you use it in the US military, it meant experimental. So if you look at like all the military data, you see like X next to the nomenclature, experimental.
And not only that, I mean, it's not even just firearms for MGS. I noticed MGS has really good costume design for their.
Yes, it does. Amazing design, I love it.
Because guess what? They're actually really used. I think what was it? I'm not sure if it was Ground Zero or whatnot. The XOF units is the genuine U.S. military used uniforms used by BDSS units. Visit board, search, and seize.
I will. Keep that in mind, buddy.
The kits for it, unfortunately, are hyper expensive. They go for basically the
Everything that have expensive
$10,000.
People want to charge you like a bajillion dollars. It's cool. I can see it, but they can like. Any other questions? Or any comments?
W presentation.
Thank you. Okay, now to get back to you guys. Let's line up for candy.